Erin Spain, welcome to my channel. Today I am teaming up once again with Cricut to share some DIY wall art with you. Now if you missed my last video, I shared some DIY kids room decor, and this is sort of a continuation of that because I did make this wall art for my son's bedroom, my other son's bedroom. But the thing is, you could easily modify this or customize it for any space in your home. I made this using my Cricut Joy machine, and I'll be sharing more about that throughout the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell, and let's get started. The first thing I did was cut down a project panel that was 3/4 of an inch thick to 12 inches by 15 inches, since the plexiglass I was using was 11 by 14. I used my miter saw to do this. These dimensions allowed about a 1/2 inch perimeter of wood around the edge of the plexiglass, and I also sanded it with my orbital sander before staining it in the color Provincial. I ran out of gloves, so I just improvised by using a Ziploc bag. Next, I plugged in my Cricut Joy machine and synced it to the Cricut Design Space app, which I had previously installed on my phone. Then I went straight to the canvas to create my design. I scrolled through all of the font options until I found one I liked, which was just a basic typewriter style font called Courier. Then I typed the message I wanted on my sign, which was a message I want to instill in my children. Be brave, be kind, be you. I played around with the dimensions by tapping and dragging it around the canvas, making sure that it would fit within the parameters necessary to ensure it would be compatible with my Cricut Joy machine. When my design was ready to be cut, I clicked cut and then followed the prompt to load my vinyl into my machine. I used white permanent smart vinyl, which does not require a mat. Then I followed the rest of the prompts within the app, and my Cricut Joy started cutting the design. While it's cutting, let me tell you a little bit more about the Cricut Joy. The Cricut Joy is a compact, smart cutting and writing machine. It is super easy to store and move around, so you can pretty much use it anywhere. It's easy to make custom cards, professional looking labels, and personalized decals. There are so many things you could do with this machine. You could create your own stencils, customize party invitations, make fancy labels for your home organization projects, and so much more. You could also use it to make some of the kids' decor projects that I mentioned in the intro to this video, and I shared a tutorial for those in my last video, which I'll link for you below. I will link to the Cricut Joy machine in the description box below as well. When your Cricut Joy is done cutting, you just tap Unload Material and it will release the vinyl. Next is time for the weeding process, or the process of removing the excess vinyl. So I peel away the larger part of the excess vinyl. Then I use my little weeding tool, which has sort of a little hook on the end, to get the excess vinyl from inside each letter. In order to mount the plexiglass to the wood, I used these standoff screws, and they come in a variety of finishes, but these are the ones that I had on hand, and I wanted them to be gold, so I spray painted them. In order to drill holes in the corners of my plexiglass without damaging it, I left the plastic film on that it comes with, and then I also added painter's tape for some added protection to prevent tear out or splitting the plexiglass. I measured and marked about 1 inch in from each corner, and that's where I placed my standoff screws. I used a 5/8 inch drill bit to drill holes into the plexiglass because that's the size of the little bolt that comes with the standoff screws. I just placed a piece of scrap wood underneath while I did this just to protect my work surface. After I drilled my holes, it was time to add my vinyl, so I went ahead and peeled away the painter's tape and the plastic film that came on the plexiglass. First, I cut a piece of transfer tape and then peeled the backing away and stuck it on top of my vinyl. Then I used my plastic scraper to scrape across the top of the surface, and also I flipped it over and did this to the back just to make sure the vinyl adhered to the transfer tape completely. I peeled away the backing and then I carefully placed my vinyl decal in the center of my plexiglass, and then I used my scraper to scrape over the top of the surface to make sure that the vinyl adhered to the plexiglass, and then I was able to peel away the transfer tape. I wanted to create sort of an abstract paint look on the back of the plexiglass to make my white vinyl really stand out. So I used sort of a black-gray color, and this is just interior latex paint that I had left over from an old dining room makeover. Next, I centered my plexiglass on my wood. By the way, you can add a top coat on the wood if you'd like. I usually use a polyacrylic top coat or satin wipe-on poly. Anyway, then I drilled pilot holes where I would be attaching the standoff screws. I used these little 1/2-inch screws to attach the main part of the standoff screw to the wood, since my wood was thinner than the long screws these things came with. I lined up my plexiglass holes, and then I added the front part of my standoff screws, attaching the plexiglass to the wood. And that's it. Super easy project. You can customize it however you choose with whatever quote you choose and whatever color scheme you like. And I will once again link to the Cricut Joy in the description box below. Now you can add mounting hardware to the back of this or just use Velcro picture hanging strips. And now for the outtakes. Of that, because this wall art, change it. Now, if you haven't, all right, here we go again. God. Oh, before we get, dang it. Urgh.
Got it on your shorts, dude. I told you. I didn't. Yes, you did. You got red paint all over your shorts. No? Jonah, yes, you did.
And this is sort of a continuation. Lordy. Here we go again. Welcome to my channel. Today I am... Thanks so much for watching. You can find me online at ErinSpain.com and on social media at ErinSpainBlog. In the meantime, please check out some of my other videos. Thanks.